Hello, everyone. Today we're going to talk about Neoplatonism and the books that I've written called Corpus Venn series, 1 through 7, and so forth. Basically, what I did is I asked the artificial intelligence to summarize Corpus Venn, my literature, and basically it stated that the entire work is very similar in ideas and philosophy as Neoplatonism. Well, here is the interesting point to remember is that when you're trying to explain about the natural world, or when you're trying to explain things such as the soul, what is the soul? And if you want to avoid mentioning religion at all, so then you talk about, well, the soul is a series of molecules interacting with one another, leading to the being, the living being, leading to a human, or leading to a dog or a cat. So when you're trying to explain the natural world, the point source where we had all of creation from like the Big Bang, or when you're trying to explain the the frequencies in objects, the wave particle duality, and so forth, it's really difficult not to sound like you are a Neoplatonic philosopher. Because every time you try to delve deep into the laws of physics, you're going deep into the laws of physics to explain who we are as a human being and how are we different from a tree or from a rock. When you delve into the nature of all things according to science, when you think of evolution, Darwinian evolution, and the mutations, and the DNA, and the codes, the genes, and so forth, and you try to explain feelings as hormones, bursts of energy, interaction between neurons, or you try to explain the body functions, the organs, and the organelles in a cell, you start using terms such as geometry. And you have, of course, the Big Bang Theory, which is a point source where everything came from. And when you talk about energy, primary energy as the source, and everything was created from that source. Everything was created from everything on the earth was after the Big Bang was created within the solar system from the sun. It's really difficult, like I said, to not sound Neoplatonic. So artificial intelligence read my work and said, well, the ideas are very, very Neoplatonic in nature. And I said, that's interesting because I've I don't mention Neoplatonism in any of my work except for a couple of things that I'm currently working on. But it's very, very interesting to see that um, it's almost, I wouldn't say it's impossible to explain about physics and chemistry and relate that to our existence, to our nature, to our being without sounding Neoplatonic. But what I'm saying is that this indicates there might be some aspects, if not a lot of the aspects in Neoplatonism, which, but then as a philosopher and as a physicist, we also got to be very careful. We got to be very skeptical about things because theories, we can't say a theory is true. We got to verify, we got to experiment, we got to study, do research. So, one thing about a scientist is being skeptical about everything and being realistic about everything, and the idea that there's is in fact an absolute truth. So, is Neoplatonism um, the truth? We can't say that either. Okay. So, This is why we have philosophy. This is why we have dialogues. This is why we discuss things. There's a difference between philosophy and science and truth. Philosophy and science is kind of like mathematics. It's the human attempt to reach the truth, but it may not be the truth. What is the truth then? We just don't know. The truth is a mystery, and we just don't know. And because we just don't know, we got to simplify the complexities of everything that we have and say, look, 2 plus 2 is 4, right? Okay, so that's true. Um, but the real truth, we just don't know. So if everything that I've written in the past is Neoplatonic, what can I say about that? Is that mathematics, calculus, algebra, trigonometry, all of these are human attempts to describe the natural world. But the reality, what things are, there is a mystery. Thanks for watching.